And now it is time for beautiful prom memories.
Welcome to Snackboy. Carla Cole, the beautiful hostess of Cyberlove, and I went to high school together, and we've been best friends for years. And I went to 3 proms in my life, and of all of them, one of the most memorable easily was the prom, where Carla and I had dates. I went out with a girl named Leah, and she had a date with a guy named Richard. And we could not have been more opposite. Carla and I were like prom devils, people. We were unforgivable prom devils, and to this day I'm so glad we were, because our dates were horrible. I was livid. There I was on my date, stuck with this girl, Leah, and she was so mainstream. I mean, mainstream to the point where one could just say, "Oh, Lord, take me away from this boring-ass James Dean loving date." Oh, she loved her some James Dean, but she hated her some Snackboy. She was so bored, and Carla's date, Richard, was so bored. They, in fact, got along with each other better than they liked us. And as we sat there in the restaurant, Carla and I realized that we were saddled with a couple of duds. And so we whispered to each other when they were both in the bathroom. I said, "Carla, are you having a good time?" And she said, "No." "Are you having a good time?" I said, "No, let's teach them a lesson." And she said, "I'm with you, Terry. Let's teach them a good lesson that they won't forget." So the lesson we did teach them was great. We decided to not only ruin their prom, but to be prom devils, people. So there we were. We were sitting in the restaurant. They came back from the restrooms, and Carla and I started doing things to annoy them. We started small. We took our forks. We were in a nice restaurant called the Sir Walter Riley Inn, and it is home of the salad bar, of the most beautiful Caesar salad you ever want to eat. Incredible. And we started bending our forks and sitting them on the table. And Carla's like, look, Terry, I bent my fork. I was like, "Oh, yeah, well, 2 can play at that game." And Richard and Leah were like, "Stop it. Stop it. This is prom night, and prom night is something very serious. Stop it." And we were like, "Oh, whatever." And they're like, "I am serious," said Leah, my date. She said, "Terry, I am serious. Prom night is the night where you're supposed to say goodbye to the days of childhood and shake the hands of adulthood and say, 'How do you do? How do you do, adulthood? Nice to meet you.' It's a threshold, Terry, so I want you to stop acting up. You're embarrassing me." So Carla said, "Hey, Richard, did you know I can bark like a dog?" And he was like, "No, Carla, no, Carla." And she went, and I'll tell you what, my dog imitation pales in comparison to Carla's. That night, it was early 1990s, people. Carla threw her head back, and with her feathered, mid-'80s, early 90s haircut, it was brilliant, people. It was a Meryl Streep performance. Carla literally became a dog. She became a dog. She was not pretending to be a dog. The waiter and waitresses walked by, and they were in shock. They're like, "Oh, my Lord, I can't believe these prom deviants." And Leah and Richard were like, stop it, calm down. Act like adults, people. Stop acting like children. You're embarrassing me. Oh, stop. So I took my barbecue sauce. I said, "Hey, Carla, have you ever tried taking barbecue sauce and giving it a little mix with honey mustard?" She says, "No, but there's never too late to start." And we started mixing our food together. And Leah was like, "I swear, Richard, I swear these two are just driving me insane. Let's go for a walk." And to this day, Richard and Leah, I almost said her last name, have been dating. And I say good riddance to all the mundane, boring, non-personality people of the world. I might have grown up a little. I don't exactly go around bending forks in restaurant, people. But just because you're at prom, or just because you're on your wedding day, or just because you're on some event like graduation where Hillary Clinton happens to be speaking, I don't care. It is never too late to embrace your inner child and try living a little. We might have been prom devils. Horns might have grown out of our heads and our haircuts that night, but you only have one shot at life, and I suggest trying to live it. So to the Leahs and to the Richards of the world, lighten up. And when I hear things like the prom or the winter ball is serious and it's time to shake hands with adulthood, I say, nay, people, dig your heels in the sand and find that creative inner voice and do what you want. Rebel like Tori Amos, my favorite pianist, rebels. Be your inner child. Say hello to who you are.